things change. It's a different world we're living in. So we've got some new tips for you. In fact, we have the top 6 new tips you're not thinking of for your 2020 Universal visit.
That's right.
Singers, sing it.
Singers, if you're ready, say sing it! Sing it!
Rick's top 6, party time, excellent!
Rick's top 6, party time, excellent! Tip number 1, use your iPhones. Now more than ever, it's important to have an iPhone and the Universal Studios app. In the old days, it was kind of old school. You really didn't have to have the iPhone to enjoy your day at Universal, but now you do, and you need to stay powered up.
The best way to stay powered up is to use fuel rods, which are located around the park that you can exchange or plug in.
You can use the Universal app to order food, check on wait times, look at the map, get yourself a virtual line pass for rides that are requiring virtual lines, things like that. So that's really what you need it for right now, because that's the thing that's different, is the virtual lines.
Well, and also they're wanting you to go for touchless payment.
True.
So you would load that up into your app as well. It's not necessary, but they're kind of recommending it.
And they're really pushing the mobile order.
Yes, they are.
If you do go to a quick service restaurant, they really, really want you to use the mobile order, even if you're like just going there. So in those 2 cents, the virtual lines and the mobile order, and well, actually the cashless payment as well, that's really why we're advising you to utilize your iPhone and that app. I'll show you the fuel rod location in a moment, but we happen to be standing by an outlet right now. Right here by the Universal Studios store, sort of catty corner to the Today Cafe, is an outlet, and I have seen people plugged into this charging up their phones. So the fuel rod location is very near the front of the park, in between the Today Cafe and the restrooms that they have here in the front of the park. Right in here in this little corridor, to the right we'll find the portable charger station. So you can swap out your fuel rods and stay powered up so you don't miss anything happening in the park. You can buy or swap your fuel rods here, and the fuel rod kit is for $30. In fact, Nikki is going to purchase a fuel rod kit right now. She is always complaining or talking about how her phone is about to die, and can she use mine for the rest of the day. So hopefully this will alleviate that problem. Oh, there we go.
So the one for $30 comes with the actual like charging
Yeah, the little cords and
cord.
stuff.
Exactly.
There you go, 30 bucks. And then, so if this one dies, right, we just swap it. And how about that, Nikki? You won't have to switch to my phone halfway through the day now to finish my IG stories.
That is awesome.
That's usually what happens, is she does my IG story, and like halfway through the day, she's like, I need to switch over to your phone, mine's dying.
Exactly.
So instead of getting you that new iPhone 11, we just got you a fuel rod.
That's not okay. What the heck?
Yeah, I was going to get you a new iPhone, but to solve that problem. But this solves the problem now for just 30 bucks. So the fuel rod stations at IOA tend to jump around a bit, but they're still the same ones outside of Jurassic Park, or actually inside Jurassic Park, outside of the Jurassic Outfitters, near the restrooms. Now, one more thing about the fuel rod stations. I gave you 2 good spots. There might be some more in the park, but sometimes they tend to jump around.
Yeah, we have had hardly any luck finding any other ones other than the 2 we showed you.
Yeah, the one there by the bathrooms by the Today Cafe, always there. The fuel rod station by Jurassic Park, always there. Now there were some others, but they have moved around or disappeared. So I gave you 2 good locations.
Yeah.
But if you find another one, it's probably by a bathroom.
That's true. Oh wait, I was told that there was one in City Walk as well, near the
bathrooms.
Well, the bathrooms and the ice cream parlor.
Yeah, if you're coming into City Walk, make a left by Coldstone and go past guest services towards those bathrooms.
That's where we've heard.
Yes, I know there is. I know, I've seen them as well.
Okay, perfect. Yay.
So look for bathrooms and fuel rods. They go together. And we just happened to be walking by one of the bathrooms in Marvel Island, the one right as you enter from Toon Lagoon, and sure enough, there's a portable charger location. Tip number 2 of tips you're not thinking of for 2020, have multiple people in your party pick multiple virtual line passes for Hagrid's. That way you get to ride it multiple times. Now when it comes for the virtual lines, all you have to do is on the Universal app, sign up for the ride with however many people are in your party. So what you want to do with Hagrid's is have multiple people in your party sign up for the whole party. That way you'll get multiple rides on Hagrid's. In the old days, it used to be quite the feat to get a ride on Hagrid's and quite a long wait time. But with the new system, signing up for a virtual line, it's easier to get on Hagrid's, and you can get on it more often, especially if you use this little tip of having multiple members of your party sign up for virtual lines. Tip number 3, take your time through the park. If you're not used to wearing a mask for long periods of time, don't overdo it.
Exactly.
Especially in Florida heat, take it slowly, guys.
That's right. Make sure you stop for food and drinks and hydrate more often than you probably normally would.
Exactly, because when you stop, get yourself a table for a drink or a little snack, you get to take off your face mask. So plan those little stops throughout the day. Or if you're just getting kind of tired of wearing the mask, go get yourself a bottle of water, find a table, sit, slowly drink that water, and enjoy, time with your face mask off.
Right. So also what you can do is catch some indoor shows. Rest your feet, catch some AC.
Exactly. Now, when you're watching the shows, you cannot take your face mask off during the show,
Right.
but you're out of the heat.
That's right. And off your feet.
That's right. And another good way to escape the mask is water rides.
That's true. You don't have to wear your mask on the water ride.
And the 3 water rides that I'm speaking of in particular are Popeyes and Bluto's Barges, Ripsaw Falls, and the Jurassic Park River Adventure, all over here at Islands of Adventure. Water rides you do not have to keep your mask on for. So you beat the heat by getting splashed with water. You beat the mask by being allowed to take it off. Tip number 4, utilize the U-Rest zones.
It's a must do.
There are 6 U-Rest zones here at Universal. There's one at City Walk, which is near the Globe and near the Hard Rock Cafe. And there are 2 inside of Studios. The one we're in right now is by Springfield, and there's another one over by the old Fear Factor Stadium.
Right.
And then Islands of Adventure has 3 U-Rest zones. Right as you go through the port of entry, straight ahead, you'll run into a U-Rest zone, which
I think that's my favorite. Not to interrupt.
Why is that?
Because you can see the castle, and you can see the roller coaster, or Hulk, and then you can see the Jurassic Park one. So no, I think that's my favorite.
And there's a lot of shade in there.
There is.
And then the second U-Rest zone at Islands would be in Seuss Landing.
Yes.
By Cat in the Hat and One Fish, Two Fish. Also a lot of shade provided by trees there.
Exactly.
And then the last U-Rest zone is in the Lost Continent, in the old Sinbad Stunt Show Stadium.
Yes, the perfect spot to take a nap.
It's really quiet in there.
It is. It's almost creepy quiet.
And of course it's indoors.
Yes.
And you got kind of a unique scenery because you get to look at the old stage from Sinbad.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think these are being used enough.
There are always people in here, and there's plenty of social distancing, but it's a must-do to help yourself survive the long days at the park.
Yeah, if you're going to be here for hours, just walk around, hit these U-Rest zones up, and, use the other tricks we have for you. Tip number 5. That's an old joke. I do that all the time.
All the time.
Tip number 5 is to carry extra masks with you and breath mints.
That's true.
Now, you can drop your mask on the ground, which I have done. You could lose it, but most often it will just get sweaty and gross.
Yes, exactly. And wet from rain.
Oh yeah, rain. Or if you go on a water ride too, it can get kind of wet. You're not wearing it on the water ride, but if it's in your pocket and you get soaked, it's gonna get wet too. But if you don't bring your own extra one, you can buy some here.
That's true.
I think they're like $6.
Yeah.
Or they do a discount. You can buy like 4 for $20.
Exactly. They're super cute too.
Yeah.
Honestly, you got all the Hogwarts houses, and you have Minions, and you have, the Universal ones. They did a great job of making the most of the situation.
And I find that ones they sell here are pretty comfortable.
Yeah, they are. Exactly.
But make sure you bring an extra one. And as far as the breath mints are concerned, well, after you have some snacks and lunch, you might want to do yourself a favor. Because you're breathing in your own air there. Exactly,
especially if you take a, pit stop at Starbucks, you're gonna want a breath mint.
That coffee breath, just have some breath mints with you.
Yeah.
That should probably be the number 1 tip.
It should be the number 1. Oh, also, I've been reading too that if you put essential oils like a little drop of, like, say, spearmint or whatever on the mask.
Oh.
It works too.
I never thought of that. Maybe I should just like bring some little thing of Febreze too. But no, the breath mint for your own good.
Yeah.
And before we leave the topic of extra masks, I thought I would show you mine. Hufflepuff. I bought it here at the park for $6. It's pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
I think the sizes are big on these though.
Yeah, his is a large, and honestly, I prefer like a medium or a small.
Yeah, I think the sizes for at least the Harry Potter ones,
yes,
run a little big.
Yeah,
because this one is really, and I got room inside. It's not like pressing against my face. So, but here's an example of a extra mask. It's on brand. And now we have tip number 6, but actually this is not the last tip of the day, as we will have a few bonus tips. But tip number 6 is to utilize full service restaurants instead of quick service.
Now, by definition, quick service you would think was quick.
You would think so, but our experience since the parks have reopened is that because you have to mobile order now, pretty much everything, that the quick service is a little more challenging.
Yes.
The best thing we have found to do is make yourself a reservation at, say, Finnegan's or Lombard's, and it seems to go a little bit smoother.
It sure does.
Now, you might be concerned, oh, I want quick service because I want to get on rides and attractions. I don't want to spend my time eating. Well, recently, the wait times have been lower, so don't worry about the wait time so much as just the frustration of waiting for the food.
Well, here's the thing too, is that quick service and sit-down full service restaurants, the timing is about the same. So if you think of it that way, I'd rather sit in air conditioning and have my food brought to me.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Sit in luxury, have your food serviced to you, everything like that. It's a little bit more of a luxury.
That's right.
And if the time's going to be the same, you're going to spend the same amount of time at quick service or full service, just take the leap, do that full service.
Yeah, treat yourself.
Now, for making a reservation at one of the full service restaurants, the iPhone and the app may not be the best way to go. I do recommend you use this kiosk at the very front of Universal Studios. You can make reservations for the full service restaurants at either park and City Walk. You just go to this little kiosk, you click on what park you want to make the reservation in, you pick your restaurant, Finnegan's or Lombard's. If you want to dine at one of the full service restaurants at Islands of Adventure, you can just click on Islands of Adventure, and then you have your options of Confisco's or Mythos. It's pretty easy, and I do recommend the full service sit-down restaurants over the quick service at this time. And maybe if you're thinking, well, I don't want to spend that much money, it'd be cheaper at quick service, you can just go to the full service and order the appetizers. That's another little Rick's tricks for getting around spending a lot of money in the theme parks. Well, okay, there's your top 6 new tricks you weren't thinking about.
That's right.
But we have some bonus items for you guys.
Bonus.
Give us one, Nikki.
All right, so for mine, it would be pick out your favorite rides first.
Do those first?
Yes. Crowds typically are lower in the morning and gets bigger in the afternoon. Plus, it might be a walk-on in the morning,
right?
And you'll need to virtual queue
in the afternoon
as the day goes on. So things to keep in mind for that.
Yeah. So do your top rides first as your bonus item.
Yes.
I would say do not buy your express pass ahead of time.
That's true.
Now, this is kind of advice I give all the time anyway.
Right.
But get into the park, see how the crowd levels are.
Right.
They've been pretty low, but you might be here on the weekend or something where the crowd levels are higher. Don't make that decision to buy the express pass beforehand.
That's
because
right.
they sell them throughout the park. Get in here, see if it's crowded, then go buy the express pass. If it's not crowded, save your money.
That's true.
And then the last little bonus is when you're coming through the gates, make sure you have your pass or your ticket and your ID ready.
Yes, they're not doing bioscans anymore. So make sure that, I don't know how many times we've seen people digging through their bags, so make sure you have it in hand as you're walking up.
Yeah, we've been behind those people who are like trying to find a license or something to get through the gate. So
then you can also take a picture on your phone too. That'll work as well. So if you take your ID, whether it's your passport or
license or
your license or whatever, as long as it's a picture with your name on it, then they'll use that as well to get you in and out of the park.
A tip within a tip.
A tip within a tip.
There you go.
Bonus.
And with all that being said,
hi, I'm Kaylee. I'm from Georgia. Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
Thanks for watching Rick's Flicks, and now it's time to relax. Hello, new Flicksters, and welcome to the team. Executive producers Pat and Allie Rinker. Producers Suzanne Russell, Mark Mecca, and Bill Francis. And supporter Sheldon Ebby. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel.